The dispute resolution clause in your contract is making lawyers rich, not solving your problem. So it's time you paid it proper attention. Deep down, when we have a dispute or disagreement, we just want it resolved and fast. Yet rather than giving the dispute resolution mechanics in a contract proper thought, they're usually buried away at the end of an agreement, filed under the category of, well, at least there's something in place. Don't just assume that any old dispute resolution mechanic will do. To repair your business relationships quickly, cheaply and fairly, so you can land your long-term business plan, the mechanic for sorting out issues between you and the businesses you deal with need to be deliberately considered and chosen. That's because rather than being quick, cheap and fair, the two most common dispute resolution mechanics, litigation and arbitration, are in my experience slow, expensive, stressful and highly uncertain. What most lawyers won't tell you is that the vast majority of disputes that reach court start as a conversation that someone wasn't prepared to have, meaning that the fix isn't more lawyers or better lawyers, it's better process. Here's the 3-tier relationship resolution framework that I put into the contracts for all the businesses that I work closely with to make sure that those conversations happen. Tier 1, the relationship owner check-in. The cheapest, fastest, most effective way to sort out contractual issues with another business is to do it between yourselves as soon as an issue first arises. To achieve that, specifically give one person from each business direct ownership of the relationship. Require those two people to talk regularly about how it's going, and in particular, insist that they immediately raise with the other person anything and everything that isn't working quite right, so that they can sit down and work out how to resolve that issue straight away. Making that regular conversation happen in the first place will take care of 95% of the niggles and problems that come up between two parties that lead to legal issues. Tier 2, CEO Escalation. For the remaining 5% of disagreements that those relationships owners can't resolve, ensure that those matters are quickly escalated internally between the two businesses. First to the line managers, then ultimately to the CEOs. As CEOs see the biggest picture and shouldn't want to waste their time on anything insignificant, that'll sort out pretty much everything else. Tier 3, mediation as the final backstop. In the unlikely event that CEOs can't sort out an issue, default to mediation. Not arbitration, not the courts and litigation, mediation. The average commercial litigation case in the UK takes at least 18 months and can easily cost 6 figures before you even see a courtroom. The adversarial process stokes tension and ill feeling. The outcome's decided by a judge or arbitrator who spent a day on your case, making a decision that affects your entire business's future. And in the end, rather than building a consensus, that judge or arbitrator will force one side to accept a reality it won't like. Mediation builds consensus. With mediation, an independent, qualified individual takes time to fully understand each side's feelings and requirements. And then they go back and forth. They mediate between the two parties to find common ground. That's cheap, quick, and effective. In my experience, mediation is the only mechanic that builds a bridge between two businesses to get them to see eye to eye on a previous point of disagreement. It resolves in a single day what litigation or arbitration drags out over many months. And because both sides choose the outcome, compliance rates are much higher than court or arbitration judgments where one side is forced to swallow something they resent. So don't just sleep on your dispute resolution mechanics. Be specific about them to make sure they're quick, cheap and effective. Insist on internal discussion first, escalate it ultimately to CEOs if necessary, with the ultimate fallback of mediation to make sure that all possible issues are discussed, bridged and sorted out sharpish so that you can get back to work as fast as possible on landing your ambitious long-term plan. For more relationship-focused strategies on how to land your long-term business plan without it being derailed by legal stuff, hit subscribe. That's exactly what this channel is all about.